that I want to throw out right now what's happening in Georgia. Nathan Deal on the Republican side running. I spent some time in Atlanta this week. They are running some ads down there where he has said some pretty crazy things. Here's a taste of what he had to say.
46 states in the District of Columbia were doing was saying in an applicant's request, are you a citizen? And if their answer was C, we, yes, anything in the affirmative, that was it. We took your word for it. It was language that I insisted be in there to require that you document that you're a citizen. Now, we got all the complaints of the ghetto grandmothers didn't have birth certificates and all that.
Yeah, he made a comment about the ghetto grandmothers complaining about various things. Also, he gave a speech where he talked about he proudly voted against the Voting Rights Act. On black radio stations all across Atlanta, they are running this commercial literally every 15 minutes. He's up in the polls there. But so this also speaks to this whole issue of how certain race phrases have been playing a role in this campaign. Sharon Angle and her ad. What do you make of some of these ads being used out there and some of the comments made by some of these candidates?
Oh, I think these, well, it depends on whether they are establishment Republicans or if they're Tea Party Republicans or Tea Party conservatives who aren't used to the hurly-burly of politics and think that what they've been used to saying, behind closed doors and with their friends is going to play out there in the public sphere. And they're finding out that, no, it doesn't work like that.
What's the difference between a Tea Party Republican and regular Republicans? If you ask me, the Tea Party Republicans are taking over the Republican Party.
Well, here's the unfortunate truth. None of this is relative. None of this is appropriate. Anytime you use race-baiting politics, it's never, ever appropriate. However, from a tactical standpoint, effective. Well, that's exactly where I was going. Unfortunately, it is effective. He's speaking to his constituency. Not that I condone it, and not one way, shape, or form.
He's speaking to
a segment of the population,
right,
that stokes on fear, that stokes on racism, that stokes on wrapping themselves around the Bible and so forth. My point in all this is that Republicans do it, Democrats do it, and it's never appropriate.
No, I got to push back on that, because here's the thing: you had a Republican chairman who a couple of years ago, who recently came out of the closet, a couple of years ago, apologized for the Southern strategy, who acknowledged that race baiting was a part of official Republican strategy in this country, and apologize for the Southern strategy. That has never been a keystone of a Democratic strategy. The other part about this is it's very interesting this year how all this is coming out. You have a Tea Party reaction to a changing America. This guy and this sort of politics, at the same time, has got to spell doom for the Republican Party long term, because you got a country that's increasingly diverse, and they are rebelling against that diversity.
Kelly and Jonathan.
I'm going to see this glass as half full, and let me tell you why. I just read a piece that appeared on the Loop21.com and HuffPo about how bored I was with political ads this season. Of course, within 24 hours, they released some horrible ones, and I said, I spoke too soon. But my point is, I was reflecting on things like the Willie Horton ad back in '88, the Jesse Helms hands ad, right, that made affirmative action look as scary as like Osama bin Laden back in '90. And what I'm saying is that at least we've progressed to a point where people have to actually be subtle with their racism. I mean, you saw them disown the candidate who dressed up in Nazi gear, which they may not have done.
Actually, hold on. They disowned him, but Boehner's
campaigning with him this weekend.
And they had to apologize. So, but what I'm saying though is that we're having people actually have to at least pretend, right? Which is
John, go ahead.
But here's the flip side. Now we know, because of social media and the way news travels, folks do stuff like this, and within a nanosecond, everyone knows about it, and everyone is mobilized and geared up to condemn it, and then to rally around it.
Everybody.
Well, no, but look, to see something like that, to see that ad and have it play, why do you think it's being played on black radio stations in Atlanta?
Let me
gin up the base.